A very good morning, class. We are in the chapter number 2, the River Valley Civilization. A civilization which is even known as Bronze Age Civilization. In this chapter, we are trying to figure out, we are trying to come across why did the early civilizations settle on the banks of the rivers or along the riverside? Why was it that these civilizations got settled along the banks of the rivers? There must be certain reasons why these civilizations got settled to a permanent place, and that too on the besides a river or on the banks of a river. So in this chronology we are trying to understand different civilizations of the world who established themselves on the banks of the rivers, and what were the major outputs or what were the major conclusions that is drawn by the historians. So historians have figured out that the civilization or this type of society system that we have today was followed during those era when the people of different civilizations established on the banks of the rivers. They started living a fruitful life, they started living a structured life, you can say, wherein the things were in a very disciplined way. They had a type of society system, they had a type of occupation which everyone followed. Then their religious concept was very meritorious. They had a belief, they had a faith towards the God, basically the nature God. The worship of the statue was somewhere down the line, it was a prominent one or started taking place. Then there were concepts with regards to women empowerment. The women were given some sort of respect. Means the transformation for a better being started taking place. And today whatever we are in a complete form, we are in a structured form, or we are in a gentleman form. It's all because of the lessons that we have learned from the early civilizations. So in this chronology we have studied the first one about the Mesopotamian civilization, wherein we came across how and what were the sources through which the Mesopotamian civilizations were established. Why did they go and settle on the banks of the rivers? What were their town planning system? What were the religious concept? What were the major occupations? And what other were the major inventions or discoveries during those era? Today I am here to talk about the second civilization, that is Egyptian civilizations. Egyptian civilization which began in the year from 3000 to 1000 BC. Egyptian civilization which began from 3000 to 1000 BC, and it is basically settled on the bank of the river Nile. The river Nile is even called as the gift of Nile for the people of Egypt, because it's a blessing for them. It's a blessing for them. Wherever there is a flood, people become happy. That is why sometimes the negative aspect even brings you happiness. The flood is a negative concept in our country. It ruins or it destructs or it destroys the peace. But in Egypt, it is a gift for them. That is why it is called as gift of Nile. Because whenever there is a flood, people get ample amount of water for the irrigation purpose, for the cultivation purpose. So they wait eagerly for this season, monsoon season, and they wait that the floods come. Okay, so here we are going to study about the Egyptian civilization, what were the sources through which the informations were carried on, were received by our historians, and how did they have come to a conclusion that this civilization played a major role in shaping our future. Egypt is often called as gift of Nile, was the seat of another Bronze Age civilization. See, seat is an important word which you must know. It is not that only in this chapter you are going to use this, but in all the coming parts, in all the coming years, till the time you are connected with history, this word will be there. Seat is basically a place that serves as center or a state of the government. Means it's a central place wherein a administrative head or the country's head sits and decides about the rules and regulations, code of conduct, policies. All these decisions are taken by the person who sits in the center of the place. So gift of Nile or the river Nile acted as a seat wherein a person, the king, used to sit and direct all these staffs, all his members, all his subjects about the rules and regulations. The annual floods of the river Nile provided fertile land and water for irrigation. Hence, the Nile Valley became a seat of civilization in spite of being surrounded by deserts. The annual flood was welcomed by all because it provided them with a fertile land, and the irrigation or the cultivation of crops became much easier during when the flood was there. So everyone welcomed this region. Okay, so in spite of being that river Nile was covered by deserts, it was welcomed by all. The history of ancient Egypt lies between 3000 and 1000 BC and can be divided into three phases. There are three phases in which the history of Egypt is divided. That is, Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom and the New Kingdom. Like in our country, in India, the whole of the history is divided by the historians into three aspects: ancient India, medieval India and the modern India. How was India during the ancient times? How was India before prior independence, and what is modern India? The same way, Egypt was categorized into three categories, that is Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom and New Kingdom. Now, regarding the source material, what were the sources through which the historians have received the information about the Egyptian civilization? The literary source materials are in the form of hieroglyphic writings on papyrus and engraving on pillars. Hieroglyphic means something not written in words, but it's in drawn form. Means there is a symbol, there is a sign that you understand. Okay, you can say it's in a mnemonic code manner or in a code manner which depicts something. Like for example, when you walk on a road, when you travel on a travel by bike or by car, the moment you see red light, you stop. So red light is never said that red light says you wait. It is a symbol which is understood by everyone, that is for waiting. Okay, green light means you go. So those symbols are such type of artifacts or such type of drawings were used, which were used to depict that a person had to follow on. So that was the literary source material. Whereas archaeological sources are concerned, building structure like pyramid, temples, palaces, administrative buildings, pillars, canals, ditches, that give us an idea of the town planning and public work activities. The buildings, the structures, the statues, the monument, all this depicted the archaeological sources. Okay, structures of various mythological figures and rulers were even seen. That means they understood that those things were of importance and those depicted some sort of knowledge about the type of town planning that this civilization had. Artifact and other goods like bronze tools, weapon objects, spindle works, ivory and stone planning were there. Means major works, major metals can be seen, or some sort of ivory was even found. Ivory is the teeth of an elephant. Then we can find the statues. That means the people were depicted or were devoted towards the religion. That is why statues were found during those era. So this shows that they had a complete town planning. So class, in the next class we shall talk about the town planning, about their social life, about their major occupations and some inventions or discoveries which took place during those years. Thank you class.